Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Challenge podcast. My name is Challen. This is a game week 14 and 15 review because we had a big game week last time. And I'm joined here today by my friend Leighton. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling a bit tired, but we
Yeah.
can power through this. How's weather in Korea?
It's quite hot for December, but still mosquitoes in December in Korea. Global warming is real. Real.
You say it's warm, but you're wearing what looks like a really warm jumper
I
or
mean, now it's
jersey.
10 at night, 10 p.m. at night, right? But today was about 15 Celsius at 3 or 4 o'clock. It's quite warm.
It's quite insane that's that hot.
And
Wow.
also, I have no heating on in the house. When you used
Oh,
to visit my house in Korea, I always had the floor heating on in December, right?
yeah.
I haven't needed any heating this year.
I'm pretty sure the first time that I saw snow in Daegu with you was in November,
Maybe, I'm not sure.
or end of
We
November,
went
but
on a
yeah,
skiing trip in early December as well, and I remember it was freezing.
yeah.
Times are changing, man.
Times are changing and they are changing in FPL as well, as we've heard with some FPL news this week. But today we're going to be talking about the Game Week 14 and 15 reviews, some player stats. We're going to predict only for 1 week this time, thankfully. And then we're going to look ahead to our plans for the upcoming game week. But first, let's have a look. We're going to look at both of our game weeks because it was game week 14 and 15. So we're going to have a look at your game week 14 first and then my game week 14. So let's have a look. Can you tell us about your game week? We both had a very good game week 14.
Yeah,
Had
game
you?
week 14 was really fantastic. I was quite relieved because I was on the fence. Oh, should I captain a Liverpool defender again? Seems like a good differential. Should I just go back to Salah? And I went back to Salah. Perfect decision. Did he get a goal and an assist that game? I can't remember.
I
Two
think so,
goals?
yes.
It was something ridiculous. So he gained me 30 points for the captaincy. In goal, I had Sanchez, 4 points, not bad. My defense was pretty terrible. Trent, 2 points. My Chelsea defender finally played, 2 points. Livramento, 1 point. And I brought in Regulon that game week, which was the best move I've ever made for a defender in fantasy football this year, 12 points. Jota as well got 8 points. Cornet for Burnley, 3 points. Ronaldo 13 points, which was pretty excellent. Benteke 1 point and Hwang 1 point. So 77 points, not bad.
It was a very good game week. I mean, yeah, your one of your transfers was Gundogan, to be fair, and that was
Oh
for
yeah.
a -4.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but I think overall it's
Yeah.
not the worst.
Who did I take out? Oh, I took out Townsend. Yeah, so yeah. It
And
wasn't
Foden.
it and Foden, yeah, and Foden, sure. I gained a lot from getting Regulon.
That's for sure, yeah. Because you got an assist as well, which is a good sign. I think they did, and they still do have decent fixtures. And
Yeah.
Cornet is a decent punt, I guess.
Yeah, he's cheap.
Yeah, and I mean, in your squad, you have the more template players like Jota and Salah and Ronaldo now to an extent. But
Mm.
yeah, so you can afford to have one or two random players like Wang or Cornet, just to be a bit different.
Yeah, Hwang hasn't really paid off yet,
Mm.
which is a shame. Um, but I'm gonna keep him there for now.
Were you relieved, or was it bittersweet that Aspilicueta finally played a game and then Chelsea ended up conceding to Watford?
Um, well, how many game weeks ago did I bring him in? He got me a huge 2 points,
Like 5 or 6 game weeks.
5 or 6. So he got me 2 points. So it's pretty annoying because I should have just kept Williams. He would have got me more points.
Overall, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, good, the good green arrow for you, I think, from this you went up to about 1.4 million before game week 15, something like that.
Yeah, it
And
was a huge
then
arrow.
for me, game week 14, very similar. Also had a decent week. I had to decide between keeping Foden or selling him for Jota. And it seemed like the obvious choice, but I didn't want to sell Foden if he was going to be fit for that game. And then last minute, I decided, well, I may as well. And thankfully, I did because he ended up getting himself on the score sheet, got himself points. And finally, I got a return from my Man City double up. Diaz scored a good goal. And the rest of my team, let me just break it down quickly. I had Ramsdale in goal for 3 points, Trent 2, Diaz 9, Cancelo 2, Jota 8. Rafinha scored again, scoring that last minute penalty. And Salah, captain. Gallagher, slightly disappointing with 1 point. Antonio, 1 point. Vardy, 2 points. And Benteke, 1 point. So my front line doing terribly. I expected James to be rested. So I think Gallagher came in for me off the bench. And the rest aren't worth mentioning. But I was quite happy. I went up to, I think, before the final game of this game week, I was just inside the 100k. It's about 99, and then after the final game, I dropped back out to 120, I think. And then we moved into game week 15, which, was pretty mad, don't you think?
Yeah, I think most people had a completely meh week, but for me to go 2 weeks and not have less points than you, I was pretty happy, man.
Yeah, it's progress, for sure.
Especially because I didn't expect Man City to concede in game week 15. And so when you had two City defenders, I thought, well, he's gonna fly. So I got 40 points in the game week, and you got the same.
Spoiler, yeah.
Yeah, spoiler. Trent, this would have been the week to captain Trent. I was
What was your
tempted, but I thought, no.
what was your
Huh?
transfer?
My transfer. I just did Chelsea. I went to James,
Finally.
and he got me 0 points. So I'm doing well with these Chelsea transfers. They do me quite well. So Trent 9 points, James 0 points, Reguilon 0 points, and Livramento 2 points. So thank you, defenders. Sanchez in goal 3 points, Cornet 1 point, the Gundog 6 points, Jota 3 points. Salah got that assist right at the last second of the game because I remember thinking, wow, I was going to captain Trent that whole time, and I captained Salah. Nothing happened. 12 points, and then Ronaldo and Ben 2 points apiece.
Nothing
So
much to
40
mention on the
points.
bench either.
No, Huang got 2 points. Alan got 2 points. Duffy 1. Yeah, not much.
The positive there on the bench is that they're all playing, and that's the main thing, I
Yeah,
guess.
finally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be too unhappy with that. James getting a 0 doesn't mean much because everyone has him. So
Yeah, that was the only positive, really, that the players that blanked or didn't do well weren't the differential players this time. They were the template players. So it wasn't too much of a loss.
the one annoying thing I think for you was Region coming, or he started the game, but then he got injured, right? And yellow carded. That's why he got 0.
Yeah, he got yellow carded and then he came off. But then I saw he tweeted saying, please don't. I think, did you send it me?
I did,
Him
yes.
tweeting saying, don't take me out of the FPL teams. So I
Yeah.
didn't. I kept him.
So that's looking
So I
like a
hope he
decent
doesn't have
option.
corona.
We'll go through the ones who are confirmed just now. But yeah, lots of things are changing our plans. And what do you think of Ronaldo playing his first game under the new manager, Rangnick?
Ragnick? Ragnick? Ragnick.
Ragnarok.
Ragnar. Good movie. I mean, for Manchester United, I think that first game week was just about pressing more and actually controlling the game. So I think most Manchester United fans would be happy. And I think Ronaldo is going to get time under this manager. He even came out and spoke. If you have a player like Ronaldo, you play to his strengths as well. So although that game week was a little disappointing, with Norwich coming up next, I'm not too. It's Norwich, right?
It is, yes.
Oh, good. You pulled that face. I thought, oh,
Because I don't have him.
have I made it wrong? Yeah, you don't have him, right? So I would expect he would play against Norwich. Are Manchester United playing tonight in the Champions League?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so, but I'd still expect him to play against Norwich. So I'm pretty happy to keep him. I've said that for like 7 game weeks.
Since you bought him, you've been very happy to just have him.
Yeah, just keep him in my team. But to be honest, there's no striker that I would have brought in that would have been better, right? No one's really performed.
I think,
Vardy,
yeah, I think that's the thing though, is that
yeah.
if players didn't have prices attached to them, I think Ronaldo and Vardy and whoever else, that the higher
Hmm.
priced players would have been sold ages ago. Because if there were, yeah, no reputation or no prices attached to them, if you saw players like King and Dennis and whoever else may be scoring highly for like 3 weeks in a row, you'd buy them immediately, right?
Hmm.
But because they are Ronaldo or Vardy, you're like, reputation, I may as well keep them. And we end up losing
But
out
it's
overall.
but it's also because they've proven that they can do it season after season after season, and consistently. Whilst if King has 3 game weeks where he scores, I'm still not gonna think, "Wow, this is the next Messi." I'm gonna jump on this guy.
For sure.
So that's why. Let's talk about your game week.
Well, oh, that's the wrong team. Second one, game week 15. Yes, I also got 14
Mm,
points, and I opted to hold my transfer for this one. This was always the plan because I wanted to have two free transfers heading into this weekend because of United's still fixture swing and Spurs potentially wanting to get them in. And then obviously the news came out about that. But yeah, I decided to bench Antonio because they were playing Chelsea and because West Ham have been in relatively bad form recently, not creating much. And we'll go through that shortly. That was a bad idea. But yeah, in goal, I had Ramsdale again, 2 points, James, 0, Trent, 9, Diaz, and Cancelo frustrating me once again. Very late uh, concession of a goal. I think they were both on for bonus points as well, which really grated me. But one of those
so
things.
happy.
Livramento, Rafinha again getting points. I love this man. Salah, Jota, not, Jota should have scored that one goal where he rounded the keeper, and then
Wow, that was ridiculous. How did he miss that goal? That's madness,
I
man.
think it affected him as well against his former team. Like the rest of the game, he
It would
wasn't
affect
as
me. I would
understandable.
have been thinking my grandma could have scored that, and she's dead because all you have to do is walk the ball into the net.
Oh
Essentially,
god, yeah. He could have shot left or right, and he just
just
shot straight at two
blasted it
players.
at the defense. Oh, insanity!
Uh, but yeah, also
Poor
had Ben
guy.
I had Benteke up front who blanked again. Vardy was benched,
Hmm.
and then he came on. I was really hoping that Antonio would come on off the bench for 5 points. That didn't happen.
That was my
Gavin,
happiest moment when I texted you. Vardy's just come on. Oh, because I was so worried Vardy wasn't going to come on and you'd get Antonio's points.
so at the end of the week, it wasn't that big an issue. Like I think I
Hmm.
dropped about 40k in rank, which isn't that bad. I'm still 170k, but it's the double city clean sheet where they were dominating Watford, and I'm thankful that I didn't check my live rank at that time because I know it would have been like way into the top 100k and Antonio as well if I added his points in. So I'm glad I didn't do that, but not much gain, not much lost.
It's a marathon, man. It's not a sprint. Why are you checking your live ranking? Who cares?
Exactly.
You have to wait until the end of the season. You know when they ask Premier League managers, "Oh, did you look at the table?" and they say, "Well, I didn't look at the table. What matters is where we are at the end. I'm just thinking about the next game." I don't know what accent that is. I don't even know what manager would say that, but they always just say the important thing is at the end. What's the point of looking at the table?
Absolutely. I think it was just it's a week where you could have had massive gains if you just had one or two different players. Like people who had Son because of his
Yeah.
outburst, they would have done really well.
Aren't you glad you didn't get Kane?
Yes, in hindsight, I am still very glad. I'm happy to have Vardy this week against Newcastle, which might be
Yeah.
his last game for me, but we'll see. But yeah, let's quickly go through the 2 game weeks. We're not going to go through each game in both game weeks because there are just too many and it's not worth going through, but we'll pick out some highlights. So, I mean, have a look at the
Mm.
games and at the results, and yeah, we'll try and go through the ones. The 2 biggest talking points, obviously, that we have to talk about are Norwich and Wolves and Brighton and Leeds, right?
Sure, we should talk about those games. This is
Oh,
this is why you became a football fan. Those
absolutely.
exciting nil-nil draws. Sometimes the best games in football, aren't they?
2 consecutive nil-nil draws in a row, 2 time slots after each other. Fantastic. On a
But
Saturday.
Norwich are turning it around. They're scraping some points now.
They are. I'll show you the team stats just now that I've been creating since game week 12 when the managers changed, and they really
I
are
don't.
getting a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't like them, but they are
Mm.
getting better. Arsenal, tempted at all by them? Smith Rowe?
Smith Rowe has a knock at the moment, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So no. Arsenal have a good run of games, and I think they have 2 home games coming up. I guess I think they have Southampton coming up, but they also have West Ham coming up, and I think they're just too topsy turnsy. They don't know who they're playing up front. Is it Lacazette? Is it Aubameyang? So I'm not too convinced by Arsenal at the moment. It's weird because they had a run of games where they were excellent, and now seems that they're not great again. So
I'm
probably
busy
not.
checking the results, and I'm pretty sure the one on the left is wrong.
Arsenal 2-0.
Yeah, I've put them. I've put them in the wrong order. God damn it. Okay. Well, anyway, the one on the right is game week 14, which should be on the left. Game week 15 isn't here. We're currently looking at game week 13 and 14 results,
Oh,
where
hold
we
on.
should we
So
should be looking at.
Liverpool,
Yeah, we
oh,
should be
Liverpool
looking at
played
14.
Everton,
Yes. I
and
was
they
wondering
went
why. I was
4.
like,
Who
this
did
looks very
Arsenal
confusing.
play? Oh, Arsenal played Man United.
Yeah.
Oh man, no wonder I'm confused too.
I was wondering. I thought like these games weren't this last week, but yeah. Anyway,
Do
we'll
you
look
want
at the
to?
ones.
Do you want to
No,
stop and cut this and redo?
no, I don't. I I would usually, but I'm tired, so I'm not going to.
Oh,
We can
okay,
still
okay.
talk about it, but yeah. Game week
Sorry,
four.
everybody.
It's one of those things.
Alan's tired.
2 game weeks in a row. You know what they've. You know what the issues were, or
Yeah,
what the
sure.
results were. Main talking points for me, I think, were yes, Liverpool destroying Everton, as I think we expected, and surprisingly, Rafa didn't get sacked immediately.
I wasn't surprised just because you're playing the best team in the league. They've scored 4 goals in so many games. So at least Everton scored
They did, yes, and
and
then
they
they
just
managed
beat
to beat
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yeah, so
Mm.
I think that he's safe again for now. On the topic of Arsenal, we mentioned how they've lost to United and then lost well 2 nights ago to Everton. Do you think Arteta's going to get much more time?
I think the fans are on his case, but if I was on the Arsenal board, what's the point of sacking Arteta? It's just such a random thing. Okay, they lost 2 games, but why panic? Just go this season. I don't see any. There's no manager out there at the moment who they're going to get. What's
Yeah,
the
like
point?
I don't see who would want to join mid-season, and there's no one big enough who's willing to join anyway.
Right. And I think Arsenal, if they were going to sack Arteta, they should have done it back in the first 3 game weeks and gone and got Conte, because
Mm.
they could have gone and got Conte. And I just think now who's out there that's going to go to Arsenal? And Arsenal fans probably hate the fact that they're not as big a club as Manchester United. Manchester United can sack and get anybody, but at the moment with Arsenal's team, the beginning of a season, sure, but right now, I don't see. I don't see it. I think they'll keep Arteta.
I think they will too, because I mean, there are times, as they've shown in the season, they started the season very badly, and then they went on
Mm.
that run of like 5 or 6 games unbeaten, winning games. So they can, and they are still a young squad. They're
Yeah,
a
I
bit,
do have some really excellent players, and I think Arteta's strength is with the youth players or a lot of the younger players who have come through. Like Ramsdale's been incredible.
players like
Smith,
Aubameyang
Saka,
are annoying.
Aubameyang. It's weird because Aubameyang a few years ago, he was my. I was obsessed with him in fantasy football. He was the man. I was like, I need Aubameyang in my team. I don't care how expensive he was. But now seems like age has caught up with him or something, or it's the system isn't working for him.
I think something's off there. I think he's probably going to be off in the summer or maybe January. Who knows? But they should
I
get
think it's gonna. Sorry, go
someone
on.
young. They should get someone younger up front again for the
Yeah,
future if they're going to keep building.
because there's a lot of energy in that team, and Arsenal maybe this season they could push to get that top four place or at least a European place, but a cup run is definitely not out of the question. Another FA Cup, something like that, that'd
That
be
would
pretty
that would be so
successful.
typically Arsenal though, like to just
Mm.
do really averagely in the league season and then peak January when the FA Cup starts and then start trying to win that.
Yeah, because the FA Cup giants
They are in recent
just
years.
just always win the FA Cup, and that team could win. Whatever teams are talking, or Chelsea, West Ham. It's not on here, but Chelsea, West Ham. Wow, what a shock!
I was watching that with a friend at a bar, and I had a
Are you
Chelsea.
allowed in bars?
Yes, I am over the age of 18.
Oh,
But yeah, I was wearing a Chelsea shirt, and there were a couple of Liverpool supporters behind me, and they were they were screaming so hard for every single West Ham involvement. And when the winner went in, I I couldn't really do much but sit there and be amazed. What do you think? Shot or cross?
it's not a shot. It's a cross. That's why actually I don't think it's that. It's not to me. It's not an excellent goal. He wasn't trying to go in the goal. To me, it's a fluke,
Absolutely,
like a
yeah. It is a fluke.
complete fluke.
It gave me such deja vu because it reminded me so much of Papi Cisse from Newcastle against Petr Cech in like 2012,
Wow.
doing the exact same thing basically.
Mount's goal was good though.
I really did enjoy that. Yeah, that
And
on the volley.
Everton, who scored for Everton against Arsenal? That goal was also
Deb
pretty darn
Gray.
amazing. Was that great?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was great getting the winner.
there were lots of good goals.
There were quite a few.
But for what West Ham are just really going against these big teams. Good for them, man.
I'm quite happy to have Antonio, and we'll talk about it just now, but I'm still considering a double up again of them. This time not with Ben Rama, but yeah, I'm considering getting a second West Ham midfielder for their fixtures coming up. How do you
Yeah,
feel
they've
not
good
having any of
fixtures.
them?
Um, pretty sad to be honest. It's worrying. I
Just
went to a
sad.
Burnley midfielder, and now I'm looking at it and thinking, darn it, should have gone West Ham.
Should have gone with your old friend Harvey Barnes. He's been playing well too for Leicester. I think he's scored 2 in 2 now.
No, Barnes and me, our friendship stopped a while ago. We had a big falling out. I paid a lot of money for that guy. He never paid me back.
For a good like 4 or 5 weeks as well.
He's another one. I was like, I'm going to stick with this guy. He's going to come good. Next season, I'm just copying the template. So I was like, no, I'm not going to get Ben Rama. I'm going to go get Barnes.
But yeah, looking at the rest of the results from Game Week 15, Newcastle getting a win at Burnley, uh, Callum Wilson scoring again. I mean, he's showing these quality for them.
He's so good. I can't believe Arsenal let him go.
Yeah. And Bernardo Silva, we haven't mentioned them. We haven't mentioned City at all yet, but Bernardo scoring a brace on the weekend, Sterling getting a goal,
Hmm.
got an assist for Gundogan. Are you upset that you don't have Silva?
Yes, because I was going with Silva every day. I thought I'm getting Silva. He's the person I want to get. I went on Twitter and I went on YouTube, and stats convinced me that the underlying stats behind a gun dog were much better, and he was going to be the one.
I
I
still think
should
he
have
will
gone
be.
with my heart. I mean, maybe. So hopefully, so I'll keep him because it's annoying because he played a Champions League game last night. I think he played all 90 minutes, didn't
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like when it comes to
he? Mm.
the City midfield, last season around this time is when Gundogan started to like really hit form, and I think that's because he was playing every game. Even if he wasn't playing, he may not have played the entire game, but he was playing game in, game out, and getting a return and then being taken off. So I don't want to say he's going to do it again, but he has shown that he can, and that he's one of the most reliable players. Him and Silva this season, though, have been very reliable for minutes
Yeah,
and no injuries.
I can just hope.
Yeah, that's all it is. You can't, even if you don't get a return from him, you can't say it's because he's bad. It's just going to be one of those
No.
things. But yeah, let's look at the team's data since game week 12. This is when the new managers came in. And last time, after those first two game weeks, we pointed out that Norwich were getting a lot better defensively. And yeah, we are with a few more game weeks data to work with, so it's more reliable, I guess. And big chances conceded. Best defenses over the last few weeks. At the bottom, you see Crystal Palace, 2 chances conceded. Man City still doing well. Tottenham showing that they're doing well, although that's with one less game. Remember, Burnley was postponed. And Norwich is
Oh
still there.
yeah. Well, that's why Regulon didn't play.
Yes, that as well.
I can't. I couldn't remember why didn't he play? Yeah, Burnley.
Yeah, the snow.
Yeah, the snow.
And the worst defenses at the top of the list, big chances conceded. Leicester still conceding chances for fun. Watford, the same there. And Everton have been very bad recently, but hopefully turning around. Brentford, too.
Do you
And
think Brendan Rodgers hates Steven Gerrard?
I mean, hate is a
Because
bit of a strong word.
Steven Gerrard is the reason he didn't win a Premier League because he slipped.
Yes,
Then in Scotland, Steven Gerrard goes up and Rangers beat Celtic. He comes to the Premier League. Aston Villa beat Leicester. I think Rodgers hates Steven Gerrard.
could be the ultimate rivalry for the future. You know, like there was Wenger and
Mm. Ferguson.
Ferguson, and then Wenger and Mourinho. For the future, it'll
Yeah.
be
Well,
Rodgers and
it was
Gerrard.
Ferguson and Mourinho as well.
Yeah, I just mean like personally, I
Oh,
don't think Wenger and Mourinho got on well much at
yeah,
times.
because Mourinho came out and called Wenger a dinosaur or something, didn't he?
Yes, and again, looking at the stats, look at the one in the middle, goal attempts conceded, and the one that stands out the most is, of course,
Man United.
Man United conceding the most chances on goal, 69,
It's a
and
nice number.
it is some people's favorite number. And new management mentioned that that's something that they want to change. Is that they're going to try and, I think, change the way that they play so that they don't concede as many chances. So they want to plan to control games a lot more.
Yeah, the manager did say that they concede too many chances, so that number might go down. Go down.
It might. Hopefully they keep going down though. Get
And
them relegated.
big chances.
Yes. Looking at the rest of the stats though, Crystal Palace still doing very well defensively. I'm surprised. Even though they've conceded 2 goals recently and conceding quite a fair number of shots, but not big chances at least. They conceded the penalty to Rafinha. So that was a good thing and a bad thing. So, I mean, looking at these results, you've got Ronaldo this week against Norwich. Do you think it's going to be as easy as it seems?
No, I think Norwich have improved a lot, but also I think Ronaldo against the Norwich defense is a defense that he can get through. His little tired old legs can probably get through. So, um, not I wouldn't expect his return. I think some people are thinking he'll go out and get a hat trick. I don't think so. Maybe a goal or an assist would be nice. So, hmm, difficult one to call, really.
I mean,
I'd back Ronaldo.
I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago before they changed management when we looked at the fixture congestion. But I said that I think he's going to play the Champions League games because that's what he cares about most. And then
Hmm.
if he's going to be rested like he did in the game a couple of weeks ago against, was it against Arsenal?
Arsenal, and then they played
Yeah, Carrick benched him in that game,
someone.
right?
Yeah, at the beginning he was no, it was before that, wasn't it? He wasn't benched against Arsenal. He scored a penalty and he scored two goals against them.
I
It was
can't
the one
remember. But yeah,
before, wasn't it?
in the first game he was benched, right?
Oh man, I can't remember.
For Carrick at least. I'm forgetting
Oh, I
everything
can't
now.
remember.
Yeah, it was
Was
against
he really
Chelsea.
benched against
He was
Chelsea?
benched against Chelsea. Yes, there we go. I knew it
Come
was a
on, you're
big
a
game.
Chelsea fan. Come on.
So that was immediately after the Champions League game last time. So I think he
Yeah.
plays tonight, and he
Mm.
potentially then gets benched against Norwich because it's an easier game. He might come on. He might play half the game. But remember, then after this game week, much like last weekend, we have 2 game weeks in 5 days.
So many game weeks.
So yeah, so he's not going to play again. He's not going to play 3 games in a row in one week, basically.
He might though. It's
He
Ronaldo.
might, he might, and I think a lot of people are potentially going to captain him this weekend against Norwich. But I would be very not scared. I'd be very weary
Cautious.
and cautious about doing that because Liverpool play Aston Villa, and yes,
Mm.
it's Klopp versus Gerrard, and Gerrard's doing pretty well with them, but I think there could still be a big score there potentially, or even against Man City and Wolves. So I wouldn't
Oh,
risk.
your internet just died.
Are you still here?
You stopped. You, I think so, but you died for a moment. You're back.
Oh, yeah, yours did as well earlier. Your camera goes on and off for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea why. Could be the weather's pretty bad today. Could be that. Could you hear me though?
But continue. No, you said the thing. I said, would you be cautious? And then you said nothing.
Oh, well, yes, I said yes. I would be
Yeah.
cautious. That is the word. So if you have Ronaldo, I think having him is enough. I wouldn't be captaining him as well.
I think the temptation this week is that Salah has a more difficult game. Who are they playing?
Aston Villa.
Oh, Steven Gerrard's team. Oh no, I'm captaining Salah. Steven Gerrard's about to get kicked by his old team.
Speaking of kicking teams, big chances attacking teams wise since game week 12. Liverpool are dominating the stats there. City top those as well. Watford, again, proving the same thing from game week 12. They're one of the top teams in big chances conceded, so they can't defend well. But attacking wise, they're still really pushing for it too. And we're seeing that with Dennis doing well continuously. Uh,
Tinkerman's doing a good job at Watford.
he is. And noticeably, we mentioned Spurs doing well defensively. And yeah, they are in the top four at the moment, attacking wise as well. Again, this is 1 game less, but still, it's good signs at least, even though Kane doesn't know what a goal is at the moment.
It's like I said, he's not playing San Marino, man. He doesn't know.
Although I think people need to keep in mind here is that even though these stats show that Spurs are getting better, we haven't spoken about it yet. Spurs hit with a COVID outbreak in their squad, so a lot of players are going to be missing the foreseeable future.
Yeah, shame because of course I brought in another Spurs defender and he is Corona.
Yeah, Son,
No,
Lucas Moura, Brian Hill, Ben Davis, Emerson Royale, and Christian Romero all tested positive, plus 2 managers or coaches too. So defensively, that's a lot of their first team defenders, and of
Yeah,
course their two biggest midfield
attacking.
attackers right behind Kane.
But this must mean they have no symptoms, right? Because they played 2 days before, and then suddenly they have corona. So they must have had no symptoms at all. So I'm hoping suddenly they all have a negative test. Like, whoops, sorry, we were wrong.
It could be, yeah, it could be a false positive, which could be the case,
Yeah.
and all we can really say is to keep your eyes on the news and hope for the best. But I wouldn't be buying them until we get clarification.
Yeah, I already did that. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, that was unlucky because you bought him before the news. In your case, don't sell him.
Yeah. Oh, I needed to get rid of Duffy.
You did, yeah. But yeah, attacking wise, some more bad news for you. Bottom of the big chances attacking. Burnley with one big chance over the last 4 game weeks. So Cornet, yeah, not doing great.
No.
And adding to your misery, Wolves second last. So Wang not doing the greatest either.
But the other problem is that Cornet might be injured as well. So
Yeah,
it's a double whammy. And the only person I could really bring in for West Ham is Bowen. But they have such good fixtures
you have money in the bank,
apart
right?
from Arsenal. Yeah, I can get Bowen in for Cornet, but that's about it.
That's not bad. I'm considering that as my transfer this week.
But then I have to take the hit, right, because of
Okay, yeah,
Davis.
yeah.
So that's the annoying thing. So if Cornet's fit, I'd probably roll the dice and just hope that West Ham have stars in their eyes from the Chelsea game and then have a bad game. But Cornet is going to go up in price, so that's the other worry because at the moment he's so cheap.
Yeah. Okay. It's worth looking at though, at least maybe considering
Yeah, it's
pros and
definitely a
cons.
consideration. If Cornet's injured, I'll probably take the hit. It's worth it because there's too many players in my team out.
Yeah.
Well, not too many.
Looking at defensive stats, top defenders, again, Trent right on top. No touching him at the moment. Reguilon right up there too, doing well. Happy for him. Uh, Robertson also doing well. And then there's the reason why you brought in Ben Davis. Got
Mm.
himself an assist this past weekend, and he's 4.4 million. I had no idea. You told me that this weekend, and I was shocked.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason is that he didn't play the first 6, 7 game weeks. Nuno didn't fancy him in his defence.
Oh, is that what it was? I was going to ask if he was injured.
I don't know if he was injured because he was playing for Wales. So I remember I was watching the Wales Belgium game, and I was like, man, how does Davis not get in the Tottenham team this with this manager? Because he's amazing.
Yeah,
And then there's
I
the other
agree.
Welsh defender as well for Spurs. He can't break in their team either.
Rodon. Oh, he'll probably play this
Yeah,
weekend,
Rodon.
surely. If they,
Oh, surely
yeah, they
he
have no
can go
other
prove
centre
himself.
backs.
Rodon's a strong boy as well, so they're going to need it.
Looking at some potential replacements for people who have Davis and maybe want to replace him. 4.4 million. You can get Lamptey doing well recently, attacking wise. 4.5 million. I really do like the look of Mark Gahey from Crystal Palace at 4.5. 2 goals in his last 3 or 4 games, I think.
You would.
And in a good Crystal Palace team who's defending well stats wise and doing well overall, I would consider buying him. But for me, I wouldn't because I already have the double up. So maybe
Your defense on paper is so strong.
it is. But yeah, I'm at the stage now where I'm considering selling Livramento for
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
because
Livramento at the moment is probably not the best.
not on this list though, but someone who played the last 2 games is Diego Dalot from Man United. And I think he's 4.4 million. And he's been playing in Wan-Bissaka's place. Got himself 9 points. He's 4.5, I think. So if you're looking for a way into Man United's defense in the new system with good fixtures coming up, might be worth taking a risk. 4.5.
Yeah, it could be. You'd have to just check on Wan-Bissaka. I think as well, Man United's defense, we don't know what the coach is going to go with, right, at the moment.
for sure. But I mean, like, if you don't,
Yeah.
uh, if you're going to gamble on United defense, you're going to gamble on someone who costs 4.4, 4.5. You're not going to buy Luke Shaw, Maguire at 5.5.
God no,
Too much
especially
money.
Maguire. Just
Not worth it.
what
In
an idiot.
midfielders, top of the midfielders over the last 4 game weeks, Jota, his attacking stats have been insane. Again, if you could just finish clinically, he would be like Mbappe and Messi of old.
That is quite the claim. My days, he'd be like Mbappe and Messi.
Yeah, if he was very clinical, he gets such crazy numbers. If you could just put the ball in the goal more
Yeah, if
often.
I was good at football, I could a lot of money.
If ifs and buts, yeah. Surprisingly, we have Raheem Sterling showing his head, rearing his head. Sorry. Um,
Showing his head, just like, hi everybody,
yeah, just
here's my
taking a look.
head.
I'm still not going to consider him 10.6 million too
No,
much. If I'm going to buy someone, it's
yeah,
going to be Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, who are also on this list, doing amazingly well.
yeah, it'd be Silva, wouldn't it? If I was tempted by a City defender, I'd go for Silva right now, especially as he was rested for a Champions League game. Annoyingly,
If you were me and you have
no.
2 free transfers this week,
Oh,
um,
mm.
I don't ideally want to use both, but I would if it improves my squad. I'm looking to sell Rafinha because he has 3 very tough games in his next 4. Which midfielder would you be looking at?
You have money in the bank,
Like point 0.2?
so you can't go to Silva, can you?
Not directly, no.
There's no point going to Gallagher. There's no
I
West
happily agree.
Ham, Bowen. That's a heck of a fixture list coming up.
It seems like the easy transfer. It's one transfer, and then I can still have two free transfers next week.
Yeah, I mean Rafinha's been amazing.
I don't want to sell him.
He's no, even though he's got difficult fixtures, he can make. He's like Harry Potter. He's good at magic, man.
He's so good. And they play Chelsea next, and
And
we're
Chelsea conceded a few goals against West Ham,
we're
so
currently in a bit of a defensive. We're quite frail defensively at the moment, so I don't really want to sell him. I might just risk it and play him.
it's really weird when I look at Chelsea's team. It looks like there's injuries everywhere and players out. Like Lukaku, how's he doing these days? Was he anywhere close to coming back?
Yeah, he came on. He, he wrongfully came on at halftime against West Ham. So we took
Oh,
the
did
lead at
he?
halftime. Yeah, Mount scored
Mm,
the leading goal, and then at
yeah,
halftime we took off Havertz and brought Lukaku on, and then
yeah.
we just lost the plot.
Oh, I
I'm not,
didn't
I'm
know.
not
I didn't
blaming I'm not
realize he was
blaming
already
him for
back.
that, but
You
yeah,
just blamed him.
nah. I think the team's just not gelling as well. And Alonso, who started at left back, he made 2 errors for the goals, so he's very error prone, but he scores so many goals too. So I wouldn't be surprised if he misses out this coming week. So you should be happy that you don't have Alonso at least.
Uh, I don't like Chelsea defenders because of my history with them. So I'm not happy
In general.
in general with anything to do with Chelsea.
I'm sure that luck will turn around soon. James will give you some points over Christmas. It'll be a crisp one.
James is going to get a red card, miss a game, and get me minus points. And then his price will drop.
Like 0.5.
And then I'll just be, I don't really drink, but Christmas Day, I'm going to open a bottle of scotch.
Eggnog.
Wait for Boxing Day. Oh, God, eggnog. That's disgusting.
It
Why is
is.
that a thing? Eggnog.
Couldn't tell you. I was looking for a way to
My God.
transition from eggnog and disgusting to the forward stats, but I couldn't think of one. Uh, speaking of, I'll try. Speaking of disgusting
Disgusting.
stats, uh, top 4 forwards over the last 4 game weeks, we have Ronaldo. 2.9. I find that
Hmm.
disgusting because I don't have him. So I'm a little bit
Yeah.
worried. You must be quite excited.
I'm always excited by Ronaldo. He's he's got magic feet. There's only one person who likes Ronaldo's feet more than me, and that's Scholes.
Without a doubt. Yeah,
But
he's
the
right up there.
yeah, with the you could say the big who's the biggest eggnog of the week in attacking, it would be Adams or Antonio, wouldn't it?
It would probably be one of those two.
Right
Uh,
at the bottom.
I would probably add, even though Aubameyang's doing pretty well for his XG stats, he's not doing well at all because he's not scoring goals.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It doesn't matter
Him
about the
and
stats
Kane.
if the ball's not in the net. Yeah, Kane. That's Kane. There should be a stat for missed goals.
No idea what happened there.
Sorry, I was trying to not kill a cat and move.
Ah, fair. Are you considering selling? Okay, I know you've mentioned you might buy Bowen, but are you
Yeah,
considering selling Wang
Huang.
sooner?
The problem Huang has is that his fixture list is pretty evil.
Mm.
Who does he have coming up? Let me have a look. Manchester City, Chelsea, Man United. I've considered it, but I don't want to be taking hits so often. And if I was to get rid of Huang, and Huang's so cheap, right? I just don't see any player who I want to go to.
Can you afford Dennis?
Yeah, I can afford Dennis. Two more. No, oh, hold on. See? Yeah, he's point two more.
But you have that in the bank, right?
Yeah, I have that in the bank.
Or Pookie, or Broha, who's 5 million. They're all on this list. They're doing very well recently.
Dennis's fixtures are very nice 16, 78, and 19, but doesn't he go off to the Cup of African Cup?
He might go on to the African Cup of Nations. He's in Nigeria's provisional squad and
So
uh,
I imagine he would be gone in week 19,
potentially
is it?
19, yes, because of the tournament moving up
Mm,
to January 3rd, I think they said.
yeah.
It could change things, but yeah, keep your eye on the news with regard to that.
Yeah, I'm tempted to get rid of Huang, but not really for a hit. I just don't see there's a huge positive for
Yeah,
a hit.
I think that's the main thing with regard. Yeah, how, that's what I like about not making transfers early, because news happens and yeah, it just saves you from taking a hit every week. So
Sorry, we don't all have a budget like you. Started the game with 100 million, not 110 like you did.
yeah, I had the cheat codes where I just get an extra 10 million.
Seriously, seriously.
Okay, yeah. The fixture list for the next 5 game weeks until the New Year's when AFCON starts happening. Man United and West Ham right on top there. Crystal Palace, City, and Watford all doing well as well. So those are the teams to target if you are a fixtures man.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm liking it because I have two Crystal Palace, I have two Man City. I'm gonna have two West Ham. The
Hmm.
only team I'm gonna go without here might be Ronaldo.
Watford. And Watford now? You have a Watford player?
I don't yet, but I might get King or Dennis soon.
Okay. Yeah, I have Ronaldo. I don't have a West Ham player currently. Crystal Palace, I've Benteke, City, the Gundog. So it's not too bleak.
It isn't. I'm just still amazed that you don't have a City defender.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. The thing that I would really like is a City defender. And I find I would need to do a hit. Livramento is the one who I'd want to take out, but the problem is his price is so low.
Mm.
And
Well, you know what? You should put it on your Christmas list, and who knows? Maybe you'll get one for Christmas. A City defender.
sweet, I'll do that.
And if you look at the fixtures at the bottom, you'll see Leeds play Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
So you can see
Keep
why I don't
Rafinha,
want
man.
why I don't want to keep Rafinha.
Keep
Although
him.
he could do well, like because the
Yeah.
big teams will rotate, and Rafinha will probably play all those games if he's fit.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to
So
keep
keep
him.
him. Do it.
I might. We'll see.
I'd keep him. I wouldn't, but you should.
All right, let's do predictions for this game week.
The
Thankfully, only
last time was terrible. I
it
remember
was.
I was putting out wild predictions like Chelsea 9-0 and then they lost.
When I tabulate the next bunch that we did, we'll see how badly
I've
it was. But I think it was very
I
bad.
was I've done so badly. All right, you start this time.
Oh goodness, Brentford, Watford. Brentford are without
No.
Tony, but they're at home. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Oh
Watford.
yeah, Tony.
Watford are going to attack. I'm gonna go Watford 2-1.
Yeah, with the news that Tony is out, I think Watford they're playing good football. So yeah, I'll also go Watford. I'll say 2-0.
Interesting. Man
Man
City,
City
Wolves.
Wolves. I don't think it's going to be an absolute demolition job, but I think City are going to have a good win. Maybe 3, I want to say 3-0, but because you have City defenders, I'm going to say 3-1. It's going to be a 94th minute goal.
Wolves. I don't want to jinx them, but they've shown. I can't speak. They have shown it all season that they cannot score goals. They're very bad at converting their chances.
So they're going to score.
So I'm really, really hoping that they don't score. So 2-0, Man City.
Mm. And then your beloved team Leeds against Chelsea.
You left out Arsenal, Southampton.
Oh, Jesus. No, let's skip that. Okay, Arsenal, Southampton.
1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, it's at home. I expect Arsenal to bounce back now all the fans are staying Arteta out. So I'm going to say Arsenal 2-0.
I saw an interesting tweet yesterday that Unai Emery's last game for Arsenal before he was sacked was Southampton at home.
Fate, a
It's
way of
ominous.
repeating itself.
Yeah, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Chelsea Leeds. I think Chelsea are going to pull this off, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be 2-1 Chelsea.
I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea.
Wow.
I know Chelsea have defensive troubles at the moment, but yeah, 2-0. So 2-0.
Liverpool Villa. I'm going to go with a Liverpool win. They've rested their defenders last night in the Champions League. They're in good form. Yeah. Two, maybe no. 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Aston Villa have been playing really well under Gerrard, but going back to Anfield, I don't think it's going to be a happy day for him. Liverpool, I think Jota is going to want to get some goals. I'm going to say 4-1
Oof.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Jota was rested last night. He didn't
Yeah.
start. I'm not sure if he played at all.
The
But
only good thing about the Champions League is Nico Williams gets a lot of games. So I'm happy about that as a Welshman.
it's very good for them. And
Yeah.
the main event of Saturday, Norwich host Man United.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Isn't it your prediction time? Oh, it's
Um,
mine. Oh, it really is. I can't see anything but a Manchester United win against Norwich. I don't think Norwich can compete with Man United. 3-1 Man United.
I was going to say something similar, but I can't see Norwich scoring. So,
Manchester
two.
United just concede so
Yeah, that's
easily.
the thing. It's a bad defense
Uh,
versus a team that doesn't score much.
bad Pookie penalty or something like
Oh, it could be,
that.
yeah. That's like a defensive howler
Yeah.
by Maguire.
Oh yeah, Maguire just gives it to the goal.
Nah, I'm gonna go 2-0 United, but it'll be like Bruno Brace.
Bruno.
On Sunday, Brighton versus Spurs. If this game goes ahead, who knows what could happen with different COVID restrictions.
Yeah, do you think they might cancel this game as an apology to the Spurs? Like, hey,
I,
you have no players. I can't see it.
I don't see it happening. Last year, when
No.
the different waves were hitting, they didn't cancel games at this stage. So,
Yeah.
nah. Brighton, it'll be a board draw, 1-1. Maybe even 1-0 Brighton.
Spurs are missing players. Brighton are doing okay in the league. I feel that home games at Brighton, they normally tend to grind out a result. But will the Spurs players coming in step up, like something to prove? I think injured Spurs will pull it out the bag 1-0.
A Kane penalty.
No, he'd miss it. That would be so funny. Kane gets 3 penalties and misses them all.
3, not even 1. Just
No,
3.
just 3. And then some random the Spurs keeper scores.
Oh, you'd love that. Oh no, wait. You have the
No, I have Sanchez.
Brighton keeper. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going against Sanchez. Sorry, bro.
Cornet or Burnley versus West Ham. Cornet and Wood versus Bowen and Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back goals.
West.
I see goals in this game. 2-2.
2-2.
Mm.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I think the goals are going to go West Ham's way. So I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. Away victory.
A game I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be very attacking. Leicester versus Newcastle.
Yeah, this one's really difficult to say because Newcastle finally get a result. They need to go get more results. Leicester appalling at the moment. They seem to be crumbling. But I still can't see anything but a Leicester victory. 3-1 Leicester.
I like that scoreline. 3-1. I was going to say 3-2, but I'm not
I
sure.
can't see Newcastle getting 2 goals.
Leicester can't defend set pieces, so if they train set pieces, Newcastle could do very well this week. But with the team that they have, I'm not sure if it suits them. 3, yeah, I will agree. 3-1, Leicester. Vardy hat-trick.
Good. Please no.
And the final game of the game week, Crystal Palace against Everton. I'm going to go with a 1...
Don't say 1-1.
1
Always 1-1.
1-0 win for Crystal Palace. Hopefully a Crystal Palace return because they've done nothing for
1-0.
me yet.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace will win. I think Everton will score. Yeah, I'd say 2-1 Crystal Palace.
I'd like there to be goals. Okay, let's first have a look at my team, just because why not?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
2 free transfers, as I mentioned. I'm currently lined up in a 4-3-3. Ramsdale, James, Trent, double City defense. Jota, Salah, Gallagher, Vardy, Benteke, and Antonio. First sub is Livramento. Rafinha, second sub against Chelsea, and Brownhill. Captaining Salah at the moment, vice captain on Vardy. What do you think? I mentioned I'm not sure what to do. I might just not make a transfer at all, keep Rafinha, or Rafinha to Jared Bowen gives me a double up of West Ham against Burnley for their good run.
But if I was you, I would keep Rafinha. If I was me, I would go get Bowen.
I think the other idea before all of the Spurs news was potentially this week was to sell Vardy before Newcastle, which I didn't want to do, but if I had to, I would.
Ooh.
And then do Vardy and Rafinha to Son and Dennis.
That would be deadly. The team would be nuts.
But because of Son now testing positive, it's not a good idea.
Yeah. Why don't you give Vardy the armband? What does it take for you to come off Salah? Have you had a different captain this year?
I don't think I
Has it
have.
has it has it been Salah every week?
I think didn't I captain Lukaku once? No, I captained Antonio. Remember one week I captained
Or you
him.
captained Antonio? Because I
And
was thinking, has he captained Salah every week? Give Vardy a shout, man. There's nothing more perfect than a Newcastle game
I
at
would
home.
if they were playing better, but their form isn't great.
Yeah.
And it's Liverpool and Salah who's basically Thanos this season. He's just inevitable. He continuously
Woo.
returns.
Woo. Yeah.
I could be jinxing him now, but yeah, it doesn't
Vardy
seem wise.
scores 4 goals.
He
Salah
could, but like
gets
this
nothing.
week, this is why a couple of weeks ago I wasn't that bothered about not getting Ronaldo because I knew this week is the week where people want Ronaldo against Norwich, but I have Vardy
Yeah.
against Newcastle. It's equally as good.
Yeah. But yeah, go get Bowen, man.
I think the safe choice is Bowen, and then next week
I
I have
think
two
so.
free transfers again, and then I can maybe do something then.
So many free transfers.
Okay, your team. You had one free transfer. You've already used it. Tell us what you did.
I took out Duffy. I took out Duffy. I blanked then. I can't remember. Yeah, I took out Duffy and I brought in Davis before I was worried his price would go up. And then Davis is now testing positive for Corona, so he won't play. So Livramento will come into my team. Hwang was on the bench just because I think Manchester City is too difficult. I genuinely don't think the Gundog will play this week because he just played the Champions League game. I hope he does. Cornet, possibly he will go to Bowen. I'm going to wait a little. And maybe, it might be crazy, maybe Captain Ronaldo against Norwich. Really, maybe.
Okay. If you were to, let's say, how would I ask you this
I'm
question?
cautious.
If you were to, if it was a poker game, right, and you had to put chips on your captaincies, and there were two captains, your
Yeah.
you have 10 chips. How many do you put on Salah, and how many do you put on Ronaldo for this week?
For this week, it's difficult because Aston Villa are playing much better than Norwich.
Are they?
Yeah, don't you think so?
Yeah, I think defensively they're better. Attacking wise, they're worse, but defensively better.
But I'll probably stick with Liverpool captain
But so you would put
Jota.
how many chips would you put
I'd,
on?
I'd probably put 8 on Salah and 2 on Ronaldo, something like that.
Okay, and then for me with Salah and
Yeah,
Vardy, I would probably. Whew, it's tough. I think I would go
6 on Salah.
I think I would say 7 and
Mm.
3. 7 on Salah, 3 on Vardy.
I think you're about to hear a big crash because my cat is climbing the Christmas tree.
Hopefully not.
No, it's going to go over because he's stupid.
All
This is a
right.
good time to say thank you and goodbye.
Yes, we're about to do the social media plugs. You can follow us on social media at FanChallenged on Instagram and Twitter. On YouTube, you can subscribe at Fantasy Challenged, one word. Or if you prefer, or if you prefer to listen to us in podcast format, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you listen to them. And on that note, right before Game Week 16 and before Leighton's cat destroys Christmas,
He's done it
I
many times.
I wish you good luck and see you next time. Goodbye, Leighton.
Good luck, everybody.
Bye.